see dispatching beyond that, you may see 4 other aircraft belonging to the Global State, and they'll be repositioning during this display for Global State 1. So here we have on the roll from our 11 collection, the North American Mustang. Fighters of the Second World War. Early on in World War II, a British purchasing commission was set up with its headquarters in New York City. Its objective was to acquire from American manufacturers new war material for the United Kingdom. Of course, British plants were a constant threat of enemy action, especially during 1940. And it was felt that some of the shortfall could be made up from American sources, and that included a need for more fighter aircraft to augment Fighter Command's Hurricanes and Spitfires. The Curtiss company was already producing its P-40 Hawk family, a very effective fighter in its own right, and one that the RAF used in large numbers. And during its time in the States, the British Purchasing Commission went to see the relatively new company, North American Aviation, which was already producing Harvard trainers for the RAF, and it was put to the company's president, Dutch Kindleberger, that it might wish to license produce the Curtiss P-40 family. North American had won favour with the British Air Ministry by producing Harvards at a rate much in advance of the agreed production schedule. But Kindleberger felt that rather than license building the P-40, a better option might be to come up with a more effective fighter, albeit one still using the same Allison V1710 engine as did most of the P-40 marks. The result was a type called the NA-73, and it took to the air, having been developed in extremely quick time towards the end of 1940. That NA-73 design became what was known as the P-51 Mustang, and the first Mustang 1s went into action with the Royal Air Force. But it was an aircraft that had its shortcomings. It was an excellent design, an excellent airframe. But the Allison engine just wasn't up to the job of powering a fighter that would have good performance at all altitudes. The Allison engine Mustangs were very effective close air support aeroplanes, and indeed the US Army Air Forces used them in that role, as did the Royal Air Force. But a different engine would be needed to turn it into a good high-altitude fighter. In 1942, there came the first efforts in that regard. They came about when the then commanding officer of the Air Fighting Development Unit at RAF Duxford, I'm talking to one of Rolls-Royce's then test pilots, Ronnie Harker. They both agreed that the combination of the Mustang airframe with the Rolls-Royce Merlin engine would be an outstanding one. A Rolls-Royce Merlin was duly earmarked. They were in short supply at the time, being needed for Spitfires, Lancasters, Mosquitoes and other aeroplanes. But the testing of that first Merlin Mustang from late 1942 onwards showed that the combination of American aircraft and British engine was on to a winner. Packard was earmarked to produce the Merlin engine under license, and indeed all production Merlin Mustangs have Packard-built engines.
No, not there.
Here is one such, this P51D from the Hangar 11 collection. And it, through its colour scheme, which this aircraft wore during World War II, depicts very potently one of the most famous Army Air Forces units to fly the Mustang. That was the African-American man's 332nd Fighter Group, nicknamed the Tuskegee Airmen, or indeed the Red Tails. And you can see the markings on this aircraft incorporates a red tail. At the time this aircraft served with the unit, it was part of the US 15th Air Force, stationed in Italy in early 1945, ranging beyond Italy's borders on bomber escort and ground attack sweeps over Germany, Austria and Czechoslovakia. And it was a great pleasure for the boss of the Hangar 11 collection, Peter Teichmann, to welcome to the UK late last season Lieutenant Colonel George Hardy, one of this aeroplane's wartime pilots. Peter flew George in the Mustang, indeed took him to RAF Lakenheath to meet the modern-day US Air Force fighter pilots of the 48th Fighter Wing flying F-15s there. He truly was a guest of honour. Three airworthy aircraft in the Hangar 11 collection, alongside a Mark 11 photographic reconnaissance variant of the Spitfire and the Hawker Hurricane 2B. Recently sold the Curtiss P40 Kitty Hawk that was previously operated, but there is another Spitfire Mark 9 in the restoration process at the moment. Coming in now for its last pass. It's worth recalling that it wasn't just American bombers that Mustangs escorted from British bases during the Second World War. There were many instances when they flew with Royal Air Force Bomber Command aircraft as well to targets in occupied Europe, not least Lancasters of the Scampton base, number 617 Squadron. You described the Hangar 11 collection, and Peter in a perfect position, of course, to pick up that great debate